Hi, I'm your host Vasco Duarte. Welcome to the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast, where we share tips and tricks from Scrum Masters around the world. Every day, we bring you inspiring answers to important questions that all Scrum Masters face day after day. Hello everybody, welcome to our Success Thursday this week on the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. And this week we have once more Ajeet Singh. Hi Ajeet, welcome back.
Hi, Vasco.
So Ajeet, before we dive into your own definition of success as a Scrum Master, let's talk about one of those tools that we often use in order to reach that success. And that is, of course, the retrospective. So what's your favorite retrospective format and why?
Well, retrospective format, I believe in having a simple format rather than going for a lengthy or fancy one. Most of the times, team do have specific agendas because they are facing some problem. They don't want to follow any format. They just want to sit down, collect the data, discuss among themselves, find the root cause, and come up with the quick action items. And when you don't have any specific agendas, then I propose the simple format of what went well, what should we stop doing, and what should we start doing. And that has its own advantage, and it has worked very well in my case, because sprint is a very short duration of 2 weeks and 3 weeks. People knows exactly what are their problem areas are, and they somehow knows the immediate solutions also. So it becomes little easy to figure out what the problem areas are, their root causes, and the potential action item. So that is the format that I mostly go with. If I dwell into the individual questions, where when the team tells what went well, they take pride in telling what good things they have completed. It boosts their morale. It develops enough confidence for them to start the next journey. And when they talk about what should they stop doing, they literally open up on everything that they want the solutions for, because they know that it is them who have to deliver. It is not Scrum Master, it's not product owner. They have to catch up with certain velocity, they have to deliver certain feature in this sprint, and at least they want to make a good case for them. See, we stand effective, we know our problem area, it is these problems which are not working out, because of which we are not able to progress. And the third question is about what should we start doing. That's where they come up with a lot of observations that they have been making throughout the sprint, whether it's streamlining the processes, any environment upgrades, or some behavior of certain client SME, or behavior of the product owner. Even in Scrum Master says they are so brutal about talking it, because they want to achieve the success somehow. And all that, somewhere psychologically helps them to feel light, because they've spoken their mind, and they've spoken their mind, and it also helps them regenerate.
Absolutely, and a good summary of that format and why it works. Thank you for that, Ajeet. Now we dive a little bit into what you feel is a definition of success for your work as a Scrum Master. So share that Scrum Master success definition with us.
Okay, as a Scrum Master, we certainly look for the value at the end of the sprint, but then I do not give all the points to the value alone. For me, there are other success factors which comes before. Number one is I try to understand, am I able to make the team learn Scrum the way it is? Are they able to enact it? Have they developed the confidence into it? Is the number one success factor. Number two is, am I able to influence them to stay self-organized, maximize their collaboration, solve their problems their own, talk about the things, bring the transparency? Third point is, are they being provided the right environment where they can experiment, where nobody is interfering, and they have courage to take on the challenges and challenge themselves as well? And then comes the value. And absolutely, value is important because we need to consistently deliver the value end of the sprint. But then value is, sometimes it could be more, it could be less, depending on the circumstances we have. There are some blockers, there are new members joining in, oldies leaving the Scrum. So I do not put that as a success criteria alone, but the other three that I mentioned together, they form the success factors for me as Scrum Master.
Absolutely. I've very often bump into this question of, what are we supposed to be creating, enabling as Scrum Masters? And obviously the first one that everybody comes up with is we're helping a team deliver a product, which is true. But one of the key parts of Scrum, which is also talked about in the Black Book of Scrum, which you mentioned on Tuesday, is that there's two deliverables in Scrum. The first one that everybody knows is the product or service that we are delivering. But then the second one is the team, a team that is able to continuously and sustainably deliver that product in the future, because we all expect the product to be successful. And if the product becomes or service becomes successful, then of course the team will need to continue working on it, developing it, fixing things, adding features, changing certain things, and so on and so forth. So these two key deliverables definitely are quite well illustrated in your definition of success. Thank you for sharing that definition of success with us, Ajeet.
You're welcome, Vasco.
Being successful as a Scrum Master is only partially about the work we do with the teams. A big part of any Scrum Master's radar should be how well the organization as a whole is doing and what you can do to help the organization improve. Tomorrow, in our